This episode is brought to you by O2, the official recovery drink of the Noble CrossFit Games. For more information, you can use the QR code or you can click the link in the show notes below.
What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a great day and a great start to the week. It's Monday, which means another best hour of their day podcast. And as Katie likes to say, it's the best day of the week. If you don't think it's the best day of the week, I question, what are you doing? What are you doing? We've got one life to live, and I really hope you get to enjoy it every day. I wake up every morning, especially on Mondays, excited to attack the week. And I'm excited to present to you this great interview backed by popular demand. Nicole Christensen, owner of CrossFit Roots, along with founder of O2, Dave Kalina. Before I tell you about this episode, though, let me tell you one thing. If you're interested in affiliate you, now is the time. Not sure if you heard, but we are giving away a free level 1 or level 2 if you sign up for affiliate you before the CrossFit Games. So let's just break it down. Free level 1 or level 2. That's an $1,150 value. Plus, you become a better coach. But more importantly, you're going to join Affiliate You, a group of people that are trying to make their affiliates, not trying, they are making their affiliates world class, the best affiliates in the world. We've had tremendous success. If you're unsure, hit us up. We'll introduce you to one of them. You in California, we'll hook you up with Ryan. You in Illinois, we'll hook you up with Drew. You in Long Island or on Long Island, I don't know if it's in or on Long Island, we'll hook you up with Trish, or we'll hook you up with Louie, or we'll hook you up with Mike. You want to talk to some of our clients, we're there for you. But also, just go to our website. We got some great testimonials. Point is, if you're an affiliate owner, now is the time to sign up for Affiliate You. You can shoot us an email, support@besthouroftheirday.com, or we'll drop a link in the show notes to book that free call to get you started. Now, let me tell you about today's episode. Nicole Christensen, owner of CrossFit Roots, was on a couple months ago when we did our dropping in series in Boulder, Colorado. And you guys loved her because of her no-nonsense approach, which you're going to get more of today. And in addition to that, Dave Kalina, founder of O2, let me tell you this. He put an amazing deal together. That's going to be in the notes below. But let me run down through it for you. You buy 4 cases of O2, you're going to get 4 cases for free. You're going to get a free mini fridge. That in itself is like a lot of money. And you're going to get a free Yeti bottle branded with both O2 and the best hour of their day logo. No joke. Dave talks about it. He's losing money on this deal, and he's willing to lose money because he knows you're going to love O2. It's going to be a revenue stream at your box. It tastes amazing. And you're supporting someone that loves CrossFit. We love Dave because we love the company, but because he's a CrossFitter through and through. We're going to talk about it on the show. He goes to Roots. He's got his level 1. He used to coach. He's a main sponsor for the 2022 CrossFit Games. He's all in. Support this guy, but you can't beat that deal. I think it comes out to about $80, $90. I forget the exact number and taxes and all that stuff. But again, you're going to get 8 cases. You're going to make your money back just by selling those O2s itself, in addition to getting that free refrigerator as well as that Yeti bottle. I highly recommend you do this. It's going to be great for your box. Here's the trick. I'm going to give you the scoop. Here's what you do. You get, whether it's someone's first day in class or they're onboarding or, a no sweat intro type of thing, put them through the paces, put them through the workout, whatever that looks like. When they're done, when they're lying on their back, you hand them that O2. You're like, hey, post-workout, throw this thing down. Pavlov's thing, right? Pavlov's dogs are drooling because the food's out. Every time they finish working out, they're going to reach, like, accidentally, hey, where's my O2? Oh, they're in the fridge. We sell them for $3. Go grab one. There you go. If you get every member of your box to buy 5 of those a month, 10 of those a month, 20 of those a month, think about that. The margin on those is about 50%, which is fantastic. It's going to be hundreds of dollars coming into your box every month. Click that link below. And for now, enjoy this episode with Dave and Nicole. I had a blast. We filmed this at the CrossFit studio, so you might recognize it. Super excited about this episode. Please leave me a comment below. For the love of God, leave me a comment below down there in the YouTube comments. If you're listening to this you're on your phone, you get YouTube, you got the YouTube app on your phone. Go listen to it on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, but leave me a comment. I want more comments in here. Because I just like to know how we're doing. We give feedback to our clients, we give feedback to our coaches. I want feedback. How is Ackerman doing? How is this show? Is Ackerman funny, or is he the only one laughing at his jokes? Let me know how I'm doing in the comments. While you're there, subscribe to our channel, click like on that video, and be notified for any upcoming videos. We set them for the future so you know what's coming your way, and I'll tell you all about what's coming this Friday at the end of this episode. But for right now, sit back, relax, and listen to Best Hour of Their Day.
Welcome to the Best Hour of Their Day podcast with your hosts, Jason Fernandez
and me, Jason Ackerman. With more than 20 years in the business,
as both coaches and affiliate owners,
our passion is to help create world-class affiliates
and coaches by building
better boxes. Welcome to
the best hour of your day.
Welcome back to Best Hour of Their Day. Two special guests, Nicole Christensen, owner of CrossFit Roots, Dave Kalina, founder of O2, Worlds Colliding, here on the show.
Literally.
It's amazing.
We just filmed a bunch of great content for Affiliate U for the podcast, but now let's talk about some fun stuff. Dave's the founder of O2, but he's also a member of CrossFit Roots, and rumor is, it's just a rumor, Dave.
It's not true, I promise.
Rumor is he doesn't squat below parallel.
Oh.
I'm just throwing it out.
Well, he goes to CrossFit Roots. That's obviously not true.
Yeah, nobody squats below parallel
Well, let me
roots.
ask
No,
you this.
everybody squats below parallel roots. That's what I'm saying.
You're a longtime member of seminar staff. One of the, how many level 4s are there? Do you know?
I think there's 112
Oh, there's way more than, is it?
I thought it was 50.
or
we edit-
53.
Nate, edit that to like,
That's the number.
I think it's 53.
is it 53?
We just
it's-
jumped way down from
It's
112.
not, I mean, either way, it's pretty. That's not
yeah.
many,
In the world, that's
Yeah,
not many. And even in CrossFit too.
right?
You know, people like to make fun of me for bragging about my level 4, but here's the thing. You can only brag about it if you have it.
And you know, it's honestly like, other than my kids and my husband, it's like the thing I'm the most proud of.
I've said this. It's the equivalent of being a doctor.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you agree with that?
I don't know, but
And you mean time in.
yeah. Okay, yes, and expertise and all the things.
Wait, is my L1 not a big deal? I thought
you're
it was.
like-
I mean, you're a big deal.
You're like
no,
okay,
you're a
right.
big
It's like
deal.
middle school.
Yeah,
You're
Okay.
middle school.
yeah, you're middle school.
It's
Right.
even worse.
You have your level 1?
I do.
Where did you take it?
I've done it twice, actually.
Oh, good
Why
for
didn't you
you.
take your level 2?
First time because I'm not that great at CrossFit.
Luckily, the level 2 is coming to CrossFit Roots.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, there we go.
Something tells me.
Do you remember who taught you?
So the most recent time it was Hobart. It was James in Cincinnati.
A couple other people must have been there.
I was,
No,
just
they just
I was
make Hobart do
fixated
it on
on
his own
James
now.
the
James,
entire
your
time.
demos,
I couldn't
his
take my eyes
lectures.
off the guy.
Yeah.
So that was the first time, or excuse me, that was the second time. The first time was in Rogue's old HQ.
Oh, 'cause you're from
Oh, yeah.
Ohio,
Yep.
yeah.
And that was Doug. You guys
Doug
know
Chapman.
Doug Chapman.
Yeah.
Yep,
Doug
he,
Chapman,
he
I
was
was
the
gonna say
lead.
Zacharias, but-
And
Yeah.
then Andrew Charlesworth was there. Oh man, who else?
That was a while ago.
Chan. What's Matt
Matt
Chan's
Chan.
wife? No, not
Oh,
him.
Sheree.
But yeah, Sheree. Yeah.
Awesome.
They were awesome. That was great.
That's cool.
What did you take away differently the second time you took your level 1 than the first?
I would
And
much.
how many years?
I would much rather do Fran
guessing
than
5.
whatever workout they do
Wow.
now. It was like it was about 5 actually. So 2012 I think was the first one.
So you did Fran.
I did Fran, yeah.
And then it's,
And then
we
it-
don't always, I don't know, we're not supposed to say what the workout is?
It's way worse than Fran.
I mean, I feel like it's people
It's
just
gone out
pass
there,
it down.
yeah.
I don't know if,
But it's not Fran any longer.
it's not. It was not Fran anymore. And I don't like doing Fran. I would rather not do Fran, but I would definitely rather do Fran.
What's your workout of choice?
Rowing.
I like
Benchmark.
DT.
Okay, DT. All right.
Really?
I like the one we did the other day, Gretel. That was the first time.
Gretel was cool.
What's that?
That was great.
10 rounds for time, 3 clean and jerks at grace weight, so 135.95, and 3 burpee over bar.
Ooh, 10 rounds of that?
Yeah.
So that was one of the new girls, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yep.
Let me ask you this. How many times do you think you've done Fran in your life? You must have done it at your level.
I
right?
mean, 15?
Do you still get
maybe
nervous
more.
about it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
totally.
isn't that weird?
Somebody
Yeah,
once tried
totally.
to tell me, they're like, oh, once you get to a certain time in Fran,
I've
like,
heard that.
you probably just don't need to do it anymore. And I call bullshit.
The 3-minute rule, right?
Yeah, like
they said that at my first L1.
Do
I'm
you
like,
think
okay,
like
I gotta get
someone
sub 3.
right, but it's not like
never-
if you run the mile like
You're
in
just done running.
4:02, they're
Yeah,
not like,
right.
oh, you're good. Don't worry about trying to get under
You're
that.
past. You're one of
Yeah.
us now.
The only thing that I won, my best ever is 2:46.
Okay.
I don't think I can do that right now.
I got
All right,
you
let's
by
go
1
right
second.
now.
I meant
Best ever, 1
2:44. I
second.
meant 2:44.
I hit oh, you bastard.
No, 2:46. And all that told me is like, I can do a sub 4-minute Fran and not murder
Die.
myself.
Yeah, totally.
So
Yes.
like, but no one does that.
Right.
Right.
Because it's
And
Fran.
Right.
You have to
You
kick.
start off, you're like, I'll go moderate on the 21 thrusters.
And they're like, nope.
And
I'm
then
just
you're just
going
like,
all
all right,
in.
I'm in this thing
Yeah,
now.
totally.
But isn't that weird how like, I think that's one of the beautiful things about CrossFit is where else as an adult do you get that pressure
Oh, yeah.
in your life?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I mean, even that's why it's just kind of like keeping it real in the same way, you know, it's the open, you wake up on Friday morning
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and you're like, okay.
Totally.
It
don't
doesn't
get-
matter if
Totally.
it doesn't matter if you've been doing the open for a decade or for
Totally.
a year. You're gonna have those butterflies in your stomach.
And you can go into the open as like, it's just for fun.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
But it's
wait,
never just
Dave's
for fun,
next
right?
to me,
Yeah.
or Dave's above me.
Right.
I'm redoing.
Exactly.
If I'm only doing this once, and then Monday
Totally.
at like 2 in the afternoon
Totally.
I'm by myself. You said Fran was your first ever workout too?
Fran was my first ever
Wait,
workout.
so you went
yeah.
to level 1 having never done CrossFit, or you did
No,
Fran
so
somewhere else?
I'd been doing CrossFit for about a year at that point. So I think I started around 2011. And then I got the L1 in 2012. And the workout there was Fran, but I'd done Fran before a couple times. But my first workout was actually Fran.
Wow.
And the gym that I was going to, shout out to this gym, great gym, but they did not have any
was it
sort.
called?
I don't know if I want to name it.
just give 'em a
well, it was OKM, CrossFit OKM in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
Great gym, shout out. However, at the time there was no onboarding. It was just, and maybe it was because I was pretty into.
You're so fit looking.
Well,
Yeah.
I was coaching Krav Maga too, so I think they were like, oh, well, you're a coach, like just go and do this CrossFit thing. So I did.
Somebody, can I tell you a joke real quick?
Yeah.
Somebody said, what's the difference between Krav Maga and Jiu-Jitsu? And they said, well, Jiu-Jitsu works.
Let's see what happens when I kick you in the nuts. And so I think that they just did that with me, basically, kicked me in the nuts, put me in this CrossFit class, and it was Fran, so I chose the wrong day to go. And it was awful. It was terrible, but it was also
stuck around
I stuck
10 years
around,
later.
Stuck around.
and still it feels like more than 10 years later. One of the first things I do when I wake up, I go onto SugarWOD and I check what the workout is.
At Roots now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always something I look forward to, even though I know it's gonna suck. I'm still, for some reason, looking forward to just getting there.
That's so,
Oh, yeah.
That's what's so cool about CrossFit. It's like, I think so many adults, like, maybe you competed in high school, maybe college, and then it's like, I go to the gym, but it's like a daily,
Mm-hmm.
this is what there's people out there that are like, CrossFit's a sport, and I'm like, no, but I'm competitive.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay. I think it's
Ah,
totally,
we
it's not
can't
only
get-
is it okay,
yes.
it's good for you.
It's good for
Totally.
you. Competition is good.
Totally.
I have a question for you. You've been on Seminar Center for a long time, 14 years Roots. I've always said there's two types of people that walk in. The type like Dave that's like, I need a kick in the nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a type that it's like, I need to kind of escort you
Totally.
through this thing. Can you
Yeah.
read that on people?
Yes, I think I've gotten a lot better at reading on it. We were actually just talking about this the other day, about sort of the shift in how people are coming in for their one-on-one at Roots. So back in the day, or not even back in the day, but let's just say 4 years ago, people would come in and it was usually like they'd seen the CrossFit Games, or they wanted to get fit, or their friend, was doing CrossFit and they were amazed, right? They wanted a challenge. So they usually fell into one of those categories. Now, because the community of CrossFit has become, I don't know if it's above the working hard and having these like high standards and that aspect, but people will come in and they'll say, well, I'm looking for a community. And I'm always like, all right, well.
Boy, do I have one for
Boy,
you.
do I have a community for you. There's like, my mom was in a knitting group. That was a community, right?
And you're right next to that aerobics.
Right. Yeah, we are. We're
Yeah.
next to jazzercise.
That's right.
And so that to me is like, now if somebody comes in and they say like, I'm just looking for a community, I'm always like, okay, so we're gonna handhold you in, and this is gonna be the thing that you didn't know you needed, right? And we'll have that.
It's like veggies in the meatloaf for the kids, right? Like,
Yeah. Does that work for you?
I mean, she's 16 months.
Okay.
This is what I'm
For now.
learning. Like, I've always been like, nope, she's gonna eat this, or she's gonna, like, when your kid's crying, you're like, what do you want? Sugar? I mean, she doesn't get sugar,
Right.
but, like, peanut butter? Oh, sure, have the peanut butter.
Have an O2.
I was gonna say, let's talk about it.
Peanut butter flavor.
You've got 2 young girls. They drink O2.
They do.
Was there
Yeah.
a time that you gave them accidentally?
There was, yeah. So, well, I didn't give it to them accidentally. So, you know, we have the fridge at Roots, and the girls always want something, and it's, you know, coconut water or water. So we started carrying O2, and you know, it's got 1 gram of sugar. It's, you know, natural, and it was like, oh wow, I can give you guys something they can't, because they want the, you know, you're always the parent that's saying no when you're a CrossFit parent,
I do
right?
give
Like,
Madison the empty cans when I'm done. She loves it.
Really?
Roz is always like, you're giving her the sharp thing. I'm like, she loves these things though. So
They double as a play toy.
16-month-old
brand awareness already.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I told Harriet and Campbell that they could go grab one, and I didn't know that some of them are caffeine free.
Neither did I.
And so I realized that they had downed a caffeine one, but you know, that was the start of their love for O2. I was joking with Dave that the other night we had their old teacher over for dinner, and I said, what do you guys want to drink with dinner? And Harriet was like, can I have an O2? And I was like, no, we're gonna save that for, you know,
Post-workout.
after you,
recovery.
yeah. Well, they're mountain biking right now, and you know, I mean, when you talk about the electrolytes, like, I do know that, you know, they're 7 and 8, and they think they rode 15 miles at mountain bike camp on Monday.
Damn.
And they come and they get in the car, and they're just like,
I bet. Yeah.
so I feel
Your
good about
kids are
giving
so
them.
active. I told Nicole at jiu-jitsu, they were like, these are the 2 best kids that come in here. So that was great. Now, but 100 grams, it's not like they had a cup of coffee. It's a large amount for a 7-year-old, no doubt, but it's not like
100 grams would actually kill somebody.
100 milligrams.
We have 100 milligrams.
I mean, but 100 milligrams is not like an excessive amount.
No, it's like a shot of espresso.
And that's why I drink these pre-workout, because you don't get that like crazy spike.
It doesn't
but you get a
give you
little bit of
wings. It
energy.
just gives you, you know, a little pep in your step.
That's is that your slogan? It does.
I mean, I just made that up right now. That's
Like,
pretty.
What happened?
spot.
Was she like running around like crazy?
I don't even actually remember. It was more just that we realized we'd given her.
She started to
Caffeine.
levitate. So
Yeah, exactly.
In her case, it did give her wings.
She didn't go to bed till no.
Knowing that, you know, Dave's the founder of O2, when he comes in and he is squatting high, does he get treated differently?
Shame.
Does he?
Shame.
One thing I mean, Nicole's been on the show.
Yeah.
And man, that episode is, if you've not watched the episode with Fern and I when we were at Roots, it's one of our biggest episodes, because, you know, the big girl pants that you told the girl to put on, but the big expression of the standard is the standard. We basically have stolen that from you.
Great.
We have a shirt with it on there and everything.
That's awesome.
But people love that about you, because you were so direct. So what goes on when Dave...
Well, it's like any other athlete that comes into your gym. You know, Dave's great. He joins the gym and he squats above parallel. You know, and that's the first. You know, you see Dave, and that's the first thing you see. No, I'm kidding. But you know, it's just. I think, you know, having been a member for a while now, it becomes something that, just like any other athlete in the gym, we worked through it, and you're starting to figure it out. And I think also having the vote of confidence of that's just what we expect. So it doesn't matter what the weight is. It doesn't matter all those pieces. And just because he's the founder of O2.
No special treatment.
Doesn't mean that he can squat any differently than what we would expect of everybody else.
I didn't want to throw this out there, but when you beat me in that open workout, I'm pretty sure I saw an O2 that your judge's hands.
I bribed him.
And
That's
I
how I beat
think
you.
that's because there were thrusters in that workout. There's a lot of thrusters, and
Heavy thrusters
now
too.
I'm thinking
It all makes sense.
it all is making sense.
I've got a great root story
Let's hear
before I
it.
forget.
Hey guys, Nicole Christensen here with Dave Kalina, founder of O2. So I own CrossFit Roots in Boulder, Colorado, and over the years we've had a vetting process for anything that we're gonna carry in our store. And really our guiding principle has been, I never wanted any of our members to have to say no to something every day that they walked by, like have to resist the urge for like, I'm carrying a paleo brownie or something like that. So there were things that we were just never gonna carry. Like we were never gonna carry Monster Energy and have people say no to that every time. But O2 is definitely different. So one of the reasons is that it's a pure drink. It's natural. It doesn't have sugar, 1 gram of sugar. So Dave, talk to us a little bit about O2.
I mean, that was great.
And and then also about the deal with Best Hour.
Yeah, so the easiest way to think about O2 is a cleaner, healthier sports drink.
Yes.
And so, like Nicole said, it's only got 1 gram of sugar per can, 15 calories total, and no artificial ingredients. So there's nothing you can't pronounce on the side of the label. Everything's non-GMO approved, which we're really proud of. And it's in a can because single-use plastic sucks. And so that's O2 in a nutshell. It's also twice as efficacious as Gatorade. So we have twice the electrolytes as Gatorade, but again, only 1 gram of sugar. So better for you, healthier, and I know I'm biased, but I think it tastes awesome.
So
too.
you can have electrolytes without sugar.
Totally.
Shocking.
Totally.
Shocking.
Imagine that, right?
Check it out, guys.
So I think I squat below parallel, all right? I think. However,
I think I snatched 300 pounds. Yes.
yeah. However, Jenny Orr came up to me the other day.
Jenny is a stickler.
It was
so
after DT, and DT, as I mentioned, is one of my favorite workouts. And she comes up, she's like, you know, you have a tendency not to finish your reps. I'm like, oh my God, this is knife to the heart. She's like, you got to get up with the bar, full extension. I'm like, you know what, this is why I come here. You know, I need this. I need to be taught. You know, I need to be told, even though I've been doing this for 10 years, nobody's perfect, especially without constant criticism.
But I want to hear more about that because you go to Roots where the standard is the standard. You got Nicole, you got Jenny War.
Yep.
Is she a level 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are you sure about that?
I am sure about that. I just don't know if it's public knowledge at the moment.
Are there some?
There you go. You heard it here.
Uh-oh.
Breaking news.
Yeah, we need the breaking news.
If she's not, she certainly deserves to be.
Yeah, no, yes. The level 4 is actually coming back to the world.
Somebody just was asking about this today.
Yeah.
And I said 2024. Do you think we're going to see it before
2022. You heard
Really?
it here. You heard it here.
Wow.
Breaking news.
Another
Breaking news.
I'm not
breaking news.
happy
This is
about this
amazing.
because I don't want Fern to get it. To be quite honest. Well, he's got to earn it first.
You gotta earn it.
So, but when you show up at a box like Roots, because I think a lot of affiliates are afraid of that, right? You get either a 10-year vet that's bounced around or someone that's relatively fit already and they're coming in and they're like, they're not moving great, but I'm afraid to coach them. Tell me, you enjoy that.
Oh yeah, sure. I think any decent athlete would too. I think it's a disservice, you know, if you see something not to say something. And I think that's one of a few things that I've noticed at Roots. The standard is the standard. I love that you say that. We have a version of that at O2. Like,
What is it?
Hold the standard, hold the line. And you have to, because as soon as you accept, you know, something below the standard, that becomes your new shitty standard.
Slippery slope.
Totally, 100%.
It's a slippery slope.
So
What's something you did at O2 where you could have slipped under that standard?
Oh man, I mean, every day I feel like there's an opportunity for shitty work. You know, if you let it happen.
Even just an email from a client or a
Sure,
potential-
but really it comes similar to coaching in CrossFit. You have to have, you know, the fortitude to coach your team members, especially when it's critical. You know, because if you don't, that's when really, you know, O2 has these values: honesty, humility, and hustle. And I view it as dishonest if you see something and it's below the standard and you don't say something because it's easy. It's easy not to say something, right? It's easy to accept a new standard.
Or it's easy, it's awkward.
Yeah.
Well, it's
uncomfortable.
awkward and uncomfortable to say something, but it's your obligation as a leader to speak up. You know,
Right.
And so, and if you don't, that's a disservice to you and your team and your members. You know, and so that's one of the things that's constant at Roots. It's, hey, they see something, they say something, and as the recipient, like usually I'm the giver of this criticism with my team. It's nice to actually receive it.
It's nice to go in and not be the coach.
Totally, because you want that. It's like, oh, okay, sweet. You know, I can get a little bit lower in my squat, or I can, you know, work on my mobility to
Were you
stretch that
secretly
out.
mad at Jenny at first?
No, I thought it was hilarious. The way she said it was so, her attempt to be gentle, but it was so just straightforward. I'm like, that's one of my favorite things I've ever been told.
At her most gentle is still harsh.
Yeah, right. You have a tendency not to finish your reps. Shit.
Did you ever have a coach that struggled with that and you had to help guide them into?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we actually were just doing a coaches meeting about this the other day about taking the emotional side out of having some of those conversations and just we had a little 1, 2, 3, 4 of just what's the template of how you start that conversation. And to your point about, it's hard to get a coach to the point where they feel comfortable doing that. I think one of the things that I learned is that they have to know that trying is more important than trying and failing or having it go the wrong way.
Totally.
And so that's something I always try and reinforce. And with this specific coach that comes to mind, it was exactly that. I knew they saw it. I knew they knew that they should be, you can just see it in their face when you're watching class, right? Yep. But the fear of what's in the back of their head? What if this doesn't go the right way?
Yep.
What if the member quits? What if I say this to Dave Kalina, the founder of O2, and he's so pissed, he's like, I'm going to a different gym. I will back them up, and I make that so clear. And once I started communicating that, especially for this coach, it was like they were willing to try the conversation, and that's how they get better. Once they have the first one
that's the thing.
out
It's
of the
like
way.
anything else. Practice, you know, and you do it 10, 20, 30 times, it's easy. Right? You don't have to think about it. But if you don't do it, you're not going to get better at it.
And it's not going to be perfect
of
all
course.
the time. And that's why we did sort of this, we have this little 4-step thing about, how to have the conversation of that wasn't below parallel.
Right.
Because there's good ways to do it and there's not so good ways to do it.
But as long as you do it, that's the important thing.
Exactly.
Just do it.
Yes.
I think 2 things you do well there at Roots then is and this is what affiliates need to hear, the owner needs to back up their coaches.
Hell yeah.
And the
So
second
important.
part of that is, if you're the only coach that does that, it's very, very hard for you because you're going to be the stickler of a coach.
Yes.
People like Dave want that, but there are
But
people
if Dave goes to one class and nobody says anything, and then he always goes to Jenny's class and she's always, saying something, then depending on, there is an ego, there is a transition if you've come from a different environment, whether it's outside of CrossFit or within. And if you get that consistent message across the board to every class, then all your coaches are equal, and in a good way. And you're not the coach that's always annoyed because you're like, well, Nick, that class, they get away with it.
Right, totally.
But that trickles down too, because then that's when you can get some bad stuff going on in the community, because it's like they look at the leaderboard and like, oh, they went to the 5 a.m.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
They know the 5 a.m. doesn't lock out.
Yes.
Here's the other thing about delivering that type of negative feedback. Let's say worst case presents itself and, Jenny, for as great as she is, she said,
she's
hey,
okay
you didn't.
If she's listening. She's
okay. Wonderful. Wonderful.
She gave me that piece of criticism, and I said, fuck Jenny, this is awful. I'm out of here. Fuck Dave. Like, you don't want to be associated with those. You don't want those types of members.
O2
you don't want
sucks
those
anyway.
Right? So at the end of the day, you don't want to be around those types of people who can't take feedback. Good people want feedback. Good members want feedback. Good employees want feedback. Good team members want feedback.
And I think that's the balance, right? Is, whether you look at professional sports, whether you look at a company, they stand for something and they're willing to hold on. I'm watching the Michael Jordan documentary.
Oh yeah,
right now.
that's great. Yep.
Oh my God.
You just
talk about
you're just
coaching.
watching the
I know.
stands?
I'm behind. I don't watch TV, so
This is like
takes
You're about 2 years behind.
I know,
That's okay.
that's
You got
fine,
a lot
it's
of catching
fine.
up
You
to.
had a full pandemic to watch.
That's right.
Wait, a pandemic? I was working. I'm just kidding. But you start to see that this is not unique to CrossFit.
No,
right?
not.
And when you look at the teams that did amazing things or the companies that take it to the next level, they were okay saying, this is who we are. We're going to be empathetic to communicating that to everybody. So it's how you communicate. You need to make sure that that's done well. But at the end of the day, if that person chooses that that's not the best spot for them, that's
fine.
okay.
Yeah, great.
That's all right.
The other thing that I would say is consistent at Roots isn't only the criticism or the feedback, I should say, but it's also the praise too. And I think that's really, really important. That's an important part of that equation. It's one thing if you're only just constantly giving people negative feedback, that's tough for anybody, right? But if you balance that out with positive feedback too, like your coaches I get all the time.
What is this reminding you of?
Right now?
Yeah.
The level 2?
The level 2. If you had taken the level 2, you would know that we talk about this. Balancing cues with praise.
And
right?
that's also not unique to CrossFit. That works in the work environment, sports environment. Yeah. Tell people when they're doing a good job. Tell people when they're not doing a good job.
Yeah, I mean, in Best Hour, we have something we call the slacker tracker, and that's like if you're late, you get a point. If you,
Oh, wow.
you know, if you say something rude, you get a point, and if you don't accept feedback, well, you get a point,
yeah.
right? So we give feedback to each other, and then we're allowed to be like, "You just took that
I like the
poorly."
slacker tracker. That's
Slacker
great.
tracker.
Yeah.
We have it on Trello, and you know, every time we go on a trip, whoever's got the most points typically has to. You know,
Wow.
do
Buy
something.
dinner.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's
you gotta,
great.
you know, it's for us too.
Yeah.
I'm probably
Yeah.
on there the most, to be quite honest. Not for feedback, for for other things.
Yeah.
But you know, I think that's super important. We're joking because the first lecture at the level 2 is effective coaching, and we talk about correcting, and you have to have cues, vary those cues, mix them up, etc. But
Yep.
then you have to also balance
Yep.
price there.
Yep. I have found.
I'm assuming for Jenny giving you that, there's also plenty of times.
Totally. She's just like,
Because she has to earn that right too a little bit.
Yes, 100%. It's the emotional
Yes.
piggy bank, right? You got to deposit for take out. I've also found, so at this point, 90% of my staff is CrossFitters,
Sweet.
most of whom have their L1s.
And as I met
Wow.
that one, what was that girl's name I met in Houston? I got a picture with her drinking O2, but she was one of your ambassadors. Like,
Oh, yeah. That's those are our coach ambassadors,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, we've
Yeah.
got 300 of those.
She was that was
wow.
a level 1, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we have this team full of CrossFitters, most of whom are coaches, because selfishly, coaching teaches you how to be a good leader
And
in a lot of ways.
humility was one of your
Totally,
values.
yes,
Yeah.
100%. So I've found that CrossFitters not only work hard, but they're also comfortable, giving praise and also giving feedback and calling things out.
Yeah.
How they see them.
You can't do CrossFit for an extended period of time without humility,
100%, totally,
Totally.
right?
I mean,
Is
it's one of the filters. It's one of the beautiful filters.
totally. Everything's transparent. Everything's clear.
Have you had a member come in that was just from day one, like an asshole, and the members took care of it?
Yes. Well, I don't even know if the members took care of it specifically. It's the culture takes care of it.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
There's just a cultural aspect of how you show up every
Yep.
day, how you work hard, and that just becomes very apparent when you're not doing that. And it's apparent to the members.
Yep.
It's apparent to the coaches.
Yep.
And I think there's just this mutual thing of,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm a good fit here, and everyone's like, you're probably not a good fit
Yeah.
here.
Isn't that great? I mean,
you
people
notice
almost
it?
self-select.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Did you
Totally.
notice it? Can you see it? Like just like I asked you about the people that
yeah.
need a kick in the balls.
Yes.
Can you see it on day one?
No, I usually can't. It's usually because nobody's themselves the
Right,
first
right,
day,
right.
They're just not.
First
you know?
impression, yeah.
First impressions
Yep.
are great. We were actually just joking about this the other day because, and this is totally something I would do, but my brother is one of our coaches, and he's my little brother, so I like to give him a lot of crap. And so apparently, he was behind the front desk and he was walking in, and it was before class, but apparently I said like, nice of you to show up, and giving him a hard time. And one of the brand new members, of course, saw that, and she was like, "Oh, this place is hardcore. Like, I better get my shit together, And I was like, "Oh, I better tone that one down." And then she found out that obviously we were siblings, but no, I don't think anybody shows up the first day exactly who they are.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's normal. But I think within the first 3 to 5 weeks, it's very clear.
You got to run and pick up your kids. They're off.
Yes.
They're always in some sort of.
Exactly.
What do they got? Jiu-jitsu camp, mountain biking camp.
This week we're in mountain bike camp, and then they'll go to jiu-jitsu. And
it's back to jiu-jitsu next week.
well, no, they have jiu-jitsu in the afternoons.
Oh.
At East.
Whew,
They're
2
doubling
days.
up. They're doubling up.
Oh, man.
I give them, I'm not a crazy parent.
You're out of your mind, lady.
I give them the option to not go. This was great, actually. Last week I picked them up from
I saw
jiu-jitsu
you riding
camp.
in with your trailer
Right?
behind you. Yeah.
I picked them up from jiu-jitsu. We leave at 3 o'clock. Camp's over at 3. Harriet has normal, regular class at 4. And I was like, do you want to go to jiu-jitsu today, or do you want to skip it? And she goes, why wouldn't I? And I was like,
Oh, okay, sorry.
hey, sorry.
The standard is the standard. So
damn.
before you wrap up, I want to
Yes.
talk about O2 at Roots, but also
Yeah.
what's coming out from CrossFit, because people that don't know, you write
Yeah.
the professional development emails that go out, the
Yeah,
professional coach.
professional coach, yeah.
Anything cool other than the breaking news that
Yeah,
might
the
get you fired?
level 4, right, might get me fired. Well, there's a lot of really cool things going on with
We got the
education
APN
right now.
stuff going on
The,
too.
the Affiliate Partner Network is great. I think from the EDU department, the professional coach coming out in July, we're featuring Coach Bergner.
Just had his birthday.
He did,
yeah,
yes. And I think he's 76.
He's old. I don't know.
And
We stopped counting at ceremony. He's still alive, which is good.
Stefan and I spent the day out there, and just, it just felt like we're kind of getting a whole new generation introduced to this incredible coaching resource. So that's the feature, the focus of the professional coach for July, and a lot of cool things will be coming out with that.
And then in August.
And then in
I
August,
think we're going to be in it.
we're gonna talk to these guys.
And you're still going to call it the professional coach? And these guys in there?
The less
He's professional.
coach, the less
We have a second tier
that
email.
makes sense.
No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
the junior version.
But yeah, lots of.
unsubscribe. Anything else going on that you can talk about? Any
The
other
level
breaking
4
news?
is we are.
Are you allowed to say this?
I'm
worried.
allowed to say this. Yeah, we're
You heard it
moving in the
here.
right direction.
This is literally breaking news.
Really.
So yeah, this
Yes.
is great. And then we got O2. We got a great deal for you. Buy 4 cases, get 4 cases, get a free fridge.
That's it.
Get a free Yeti bottle that's branded. You get all the flavors. You get the caffeine you can give to your kids.
Watch them
You're
float
tired
away.
after mountain bike? Drink this. Go to jiu-jitsu.
That's the tactic. That's the standard and how you hold it right there.
I love it. But any other news coming out for O2?
We'll be at the CrossFit Games in a big way.
Sweet.
We're a sponsor of the CrossFit Games
You
this
can have
year.
a huge tent there?
We're going to have a huge tent
It's gonna
there.
be O2
so
all
the
over?
beer garden is the O2 lounge now.
Love it.
And so we've got like this big kind of outdoor space with cornhole and other stuff set up.
The area that had the big like screens and everything where you can watch the game.
Yeah.
That's going to be the O2
And
lounge.
O2 mixed drinks, which, by the way, we
Wow.
didn't even get into that. Lemon lime O2, a little bit of tequila.
With
Eric, that's
Best
Eric's
margarita.
go-to.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, you guys
It's
should
his
connect
go-to.
on that.
Ah,
Yeah.
see,
It
I
used
see
to
what
be
you did
like
there.
they used to like the NorCal margarita right back in the day, the tequila.
Yeah, right?
I can imagine this tastes way better.
It's awesome.
You don't need anything
your
else.
lemon.
Just boom, yeah.
We do a little bit of triple sec in there and like some lime.
Are
That's
these
it.
going to be handed out? Are we charging for these?
We're charging for these.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
we're going to have a lot of.
I don't think we can hand out
Otherwise, we're
booze.
going to have some.
We're doing well, man, but let's not you guys.
For the
Open
judges.
bar, so that's fair.
Oh, okay.
Open bar for O2.
Break. I had to top yours. Thanks a lot.
Is there an O2 party?
I don't know. TBD.
TBD?
Yeah,
All right,
we'll see.
well, we'll make sure
We'll see how much that
everybody-
booze is left over.
We'll make sure everybody knows about it. But you'll be there walking around.
Yeah, be there the whole
We'll get
time.
a little.
Super excited for you
Yeah,
guys.
it'll be fun.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
fun.
It'll be good.
What goes on with that? Was that a big long?
It's a big long thing, man.
Was it?
Yeah, big long thing
This is
leading
the
up
first
to
year,
it.
though.
Yep, this is the
Hopefully
first
many
year.
years to come.
Hopefully many years to come. I'm excited for the partnership. You know, we're basically banking on the future of CrossFit. That's why we're doing it.
Is there a games email?
Yes.
What is it? Do you know? Is it games@crossfit.com?
Oh, you mean like to email them?
Yeah. Is there like a general?
I'm not sure on that.
Here's what I want. If you guys love O2,
I'm an EDU.
Email the games and let them know. Like, you guys, here's a call to action, right? CrossFitters like to complain at times, but here we got something positive. Right?
Totally.
Last year we were upset with some of the sponsors. This year you got
One in particular.
You got 1 gram. One in particular. You got 1 gram of sugar. You got a guy that, quite honestly, doesn't squat below parallel, but he's still a CrossFitter.
I'm gonna post to my social media
This is wrecking
a
my life right
montage
now.
of him squatting below parallel. I will back you
Oh
up,
my God.
Dave.
We'll
I'm pretty sure it didn't happen. I mean, I'm starting to believe it now.
Behind it. Loves DT. Open to feedback from a coach. Why don't we shoot the game something positive and be like, hey, thanks for bringing on one of our
That's
community,
great.
right?
Yeah,
I think
love
oftentimes
that.
it's
Nice.
easy to complain about things. Let's be a part of the solution. Like Fern likes to say, no drunk monkeys. Let's bring a
like
solution to
it.
the table. So
Sober those monkeys up.
yeah, so
bless you.
Until they
support
get to the beer
O2. If you're ever in Boulder, certainly check out CrossFit Roots.
Come on
and
by.
These are 2 great people. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks for
Boom.
having us.
I hope you enjoyed that episode with Dave and Nicole. Nothing is more fun than sitting back and chatting with CrossFitters. It's like we know each other, we understand each other. I cannot see you for years, and it's like sitting down with your high school best friend. It's just easy to rekindle that relationship, and that's what it was like chatting with Dave and Nicole. 2 OGs, 2 awesome people, 2 people that truly give a shit about CrossFit. So just a reminder, check that link below, sign up for that O2 deal. Dave hooked you up. If you're an affiliate owner, click that link below, book a free call so you can get that free level 1 or level 2, as well as joining us and affiliate you. If you're a member of the box, shoot this over to your box owner. If you're a coach at your box, shoot it over to the box owner. And now let me tell you, this Friday, we got something really fun and special for you. While we were in Nashville, filming, dropping in, and getting all those awesome podcasts with Lindsay and Josh Malone, Hinshaw coming up next week. That's a blast. We also did the Hot Ones Hot Wing Challenge. So this Friday, you're going to see what happens when we crank up that spice. Spoiler alert, Katie loses her mind. Now, Katie truly loses it. Katie doesn't get angry very often, but when she does, there's no like kind of angry. Let me tell you something. She's calm, cool, collected, or she's losing her damn mind. And that's what happens in Hot Ones. So if you want to see Katie go crazy and also have amazing laughs at her expense when she talks about some of the worst things she's done in her life, oh boy, you're going to get some big insight into young Katie and how she tolerates the Best Hour team. We had a blast. We had spicing wings. Yes, the next day, if you watched the dropping it on the end episode when I was talking about baby wipes, that was the next day. So you're going to have a lot of fun watching it. So make sure you get notified of that. And again, feedback. Leave me a comment. Subscribe to our channel. If you are still listening on the audio, like welcome to 2022. Who still does that? Use YouTube, but leave us a review. Give us something there, please. We really appreciate that. We're working hard for you. Next week, after the Hot Ones, we got a Hinshaw interview. It's a long one. I think that guy can talk, but he's so full of knowledge. I think it was like 2 hours. And then we do dropping in with Chris Hinshaw. Fern and I are going to have a foot race. Let me just tell you that. Fern and I are going to race. So if you want to see who wins that race, you're going to want to tune in. All right, my friends. Thanks for tuning in for the Best Hour of Their Day team. I'm Ackerman. We appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Best Hour of Their Day podcast. We appreciate you listening and choosing to have us help you in your passion for coaching and affiliate ownership. You can find more episodes just like this on all podcast platforms. If you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to us on any social media platforms, or you can visit www.besthouroftheirday.com to book a call. If you found this episode helpful for you, please share it so that we can help other coaches and affiliate owners to help build a bigger and stronger CrossFit community. Thanks for listening.